Womble Carlyle is a full-service law firm with over 550 attorneys and offices that extend from Atlanta, Georgia to Delaware. My practice, I'm a partner with the law firm. My practice is primarily focused on economic development. We work with companies, both foreign and domestic, that are looking to either relocate or expand, primarily to the Carolinas, but we work with companies as well during site selection in Georgia, Virginia, and other states in which we have an office presence. I pretty much head our economic development practice in the Charlotte office, but work very closely with fellow partners and economic development professionals in our surrounding offices. Yes, the General Assembly in North Carolina, as well as the McCrory administration, felt the need to institute some fairly significant tax changes in the state. It was probably time for that. The Tax Foundation had ranked North Carolina previously, I believe it was number 44 out of 50 states in terms of doing business in tax-friendly environment. The General Assembly therefore passed some laws which lowered the corporate income tax rate from 6.9% down to 6%, effective January 1st of this year. That rate will fall additionally down to 5% in 2015 and 4% in 2016. Additionally, individual tax rate in North Carolina was dropped to 5.8%. These rates are in line with some of the competing states in the Southeast, namely Georgia, Virginia, and South Carolina. Likewise, Article 3J, which was a statutory entitlement program the state used to recruit businesses, tax credits which were awarded for job creation as well as business investment in business property, sunset January 1st of this year as well. So there are no longer those tax credits, but at the same time, there's a friendlier, lower corporate income tax rate. Yeah, I'll start in South Carolina. South Carolina has a strong blend, in my mind, of upfront grant monies, discretionary grant monies, by virtue of the South Carolina Set-Aside Grant Program and the Governor's Closing Fund. These are programs that are administered by the South Carolina Coordinating Council. South Carolina still has lucrative tax credits, namely the jobs tax credit, investment tax credit, whereby companies can offset their corporate income tax liability for a significant number of years. South Carolina also has long-term discretionary incentive programs such as the South Carolina Enterprise Program, which is similar to the North Carolina J-Day program, based on employee withholding taxes being granted back to the companies, potentially over a 10 to 15-year term. North Carolina, on the other hand, is going through a transition, as we've already discussed. It no longer has Article 3J tax credits for job creation as well as business property investment. It does have, however, some significant discretionary incentive programs by way of its One North Carolina Fund and its Job Development Investment Grant Program. North Carolina is also talking about developing or creating a more nimble closing fund, which would be similar to South Carolina's Set-Aside Grant Program as well as the Governor's Closing Fund, to allow the governor in his discretion to potentially close projects at the 11th hour. It would be, I'm certain, a welcome addition to the local economic developers throughout the state with respect to having this type of incentive, whereby companies can help offset some of their upfront costs by way of this grant program. In addition to what I would consider very favorable incentive programs, I believe the Carolinas have a tremendous amount to offer by way of productive workforce, low unionization, proximity to market, proximity to population density. There's no substitute for the Charlotte Douglas International Airport, nor the proximity to ports such as Charleston, Wilmington, Norfolk, Savannah. I don't think you can offset also the quality of life that this region has to offer, a very favorable four-seasonal change, cultural aspects, sporting teams, the tremendous amount of universities, both public and private, as well as the community college system, workforce development programs that are instituted. North and South Carolina also have an economy that was built primarily off of manufacturing, I'd say back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. So that strong sense of productivity, I think, resonates with respect to some of the additional industries and clusters that both states are trying to attract